Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where I draft too many colors and try to get away with it. Today, we're continuing our quest for 20 play-in points. We've had two disappointing results at traditional draft. We got two 2-1s in a row, but I believe that this is the traditional draft where we are going to go 3-0, not drop a match, and rack up 2 play-in points. If we can get to 20 play-in points, that gets us a buy-in to the Arena Championships play-in event. That play-in, if you do well, qualifies you for the Arena Championships qualifier. And then if you win the qualifier, then you get to play in the Arena Championships. All right, we have a draft table, and we have opened 2 rares, one a little bit better than the other. I think the last Agni Kai is borderline unplayable. It's so conditional to have a bigger creature than theirs to be able to win the fight. 2-mana fight spell is really bad in limited, and the effect to add the mana is not that good. The card I'm covering for a dramatic effect is Swift Savior, which is absolutely a top bomb in the format. When this guy comes in, it has flash, and when it comes in, you get to airbend another creature or spell. So you can soft counter a spell that they have on the stack by flashing this thing in and airbending the spell before it even resolves, even if it's like an enchantment or an artifact or a sorcery. And then Waterbend 8, flip it. It turns into a 5/5 reach trample that when it attacks, you put a +1/+1 on every creature you control. So this card wants to be in a blue-white tempo aggro creature-heavy deck. So, usually you hesitate to take gold cards, pack one, pick one, but this one's good enough to do it. And by the way, there were several other good blue cards in the pack, Boomerang Basics and Forecasting Fortune Teller very notably. This pack is a very interesting decision. I think this is kind of one of those personality test situations in Magic. There are 2 cards that I think stand out as power outliers in the pack. I do think Realm of Ko is very good. This like Spirit Shadow strategy can be great, and you can really go off with it. Dragonfly Swarm is also very good. And I think those are the 2 best cards in the pack. But this one wants to go in an Is It Spells deck, very different from Swift Savior. Realm of Ko wants to go in more a grindy control deck, again, very different from Swift Savior. And then we have a few pretty good blue-white commons. There's Idolquenchia and there's Otter Penguin. Idolquenchia is probably better than Otter Penguin. But having said all of that, I think the actual best pick is Realm of Ko. And I can imagine going in a more 3-color controlling deck, but more importantly, you don't want to get married to your pack one, pick one, and I think the disciplined choice is to pick up Realm of Ko. If we really wanted to try to play this I would have taken Idolquenchia, but you really should not get married to your pack one, pick one, and I'm going to draft the hard way and just stay open here. In this pack, I think the best card is also the card that goes great with Swift Savior, which is Water Tribe Rallier. Yue is a rare, but a 3/3 for 4 flying vigilance in contemporary Magic is just not a great stat line. 3/3 for 4 flying used to be good. I remember back in the days I was drafting during Ravnica and whatever, when 3 power in the air was just like, a crazy limited bomb. Basically, no matter the cost. Those days are behind us. 3/3 for 4 is behind rate, and rate matters, and the second ability is just not really cutting it. Excuse me. Spirit Oasis, I think, is the best shrine. I always have my eyes on shrines when I see them, in case we just see like a ridiculous slew of shrines and then start wheeling them. Other cards that I would pay attention to, Glider Kids is good. Flopsy has a place. They're the 2 best land cyclers for my money, and I think First Time Flyer is a little bit overrated. But we're just happily going to take Water Tribe Rallier. I actually think this card is a bomb, to be honest. It's a very, very, very strong uncommon. Here, there's a card that I don't think is that good in the set, but it's a classic like Magic the Gathering core set card, and it also goes fantastically with which is Invasion Reinforcements. What wants to do is just have 2-drops that have put tons of bodies on the field. The reason is twofold. Number 1, those extra creatures help you waterbend. And number 2, those creatures are a payoff when you attack and put a counter on each creature you control. Having more creatures is going to be better for you. So if we're trying to play we're looking for cards like Invasion Reinforcements. Zhang's Deserters would be a nice one to wheel here. And I'm not sure there's much else that we want to wheel. But it's really the Invasion Reinforcements. We're really not giving up that much in this pack either. If I had to identify the best card in the pack, I don't know, it might actually just be the Enforcements, maybe the Filter Land. Here in this pack, we have 3 pretty good uncommons. I think these are all pretty comparable power level to each other. None of them are like standout bombs. I would put Fire Nation Engineer, an edge above the rest. Pack four or pick four, pick five. This is kind of around when I believe you really start seeing signals, and you can finally figure out what the open decks are. And the fact that these three uncommons are here, it's not that much of a signal for us because they're not very strong cards. And Bitterwork is essentially unplayable, I think. So that leaves us looking at the commons. I mean, we could maybe the best card in the pack is the Fire Nation Engineer, but if so, it's by a little bit. And I think Avatar Enthusiast is at a comparable power level to the rest of these, and it goes amazingly with Invasion Reinforcements, which is 2 counters for it, and it goes nicely enough with the other cards that we've picked already. Again, here is a shrine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we probably won't wheel it because it would be the last card in the pack. So we have an interesting decision here. I actually quite like the shape-shifting blue 4-drops that they've had in a bunch of the recent sets. I'm usually higher on those than other people because it can just push so much damage, and it also stonewalls you. It's just a very flexible game piece. Razor Rings, I think, is a little bit overrated. Maybe the best card in the pack in a vacuum is Origin of Metal Bending, or maybe just the dual land. But having said all of that, I think Suki, the auto select, got it right. I think Suki goes great with what we're doing so far. It just puts a whole bunch of, it rewards you for having more creatures, and it puts a bunch more creatures on the battlefield. Here we have a very interesting decision. So I'm super encouraged. Look, you really don't want to, when you make a pack one, pick one of a gold bomb, you really want to stay open and follow the signals, and you don't want to force that color pair. It will not work out for you most of the time. Having said that, this is a very encouraging pack. If you look at the signals in this pack, I think Glider Kids is really good. I also think Otter Penguin is really good. Between those two, I think passing the Glider Kids, I'm just going to take the 2-drop. I think Glider Kids is maybe in a vacuum slightly better than the Otter Penguin, and it maybe sends a more misleading signal. I probably shouldn't think too much about the signal, but it maybe sends something a little bit more misleading than passing the Otter Penguin. Having said that, I really want 2-drops, and Otter Penguin, anything that says unblockable, even if it's a conditional unblockable, I just automatically have so much respect for. Here I'm going to happily take Kyoshi Battle Fan. We want to be an aggro deck. We want to have as many game pieces down as possible, not just because of Ong, but now we have multiple payoffs like Water Tribe Rallier and Suki. So looking at a white aggro deck, I'm more inclined to take that than, say, Swamp Snare Trap, which would pull us into a different color for a pretty mediocre spell. Here, there's really nothing. I would not be eager to play any of these cards. Sandbender's Storm is really unplayable in my books. I even tried playing several of them in one of my sealed Winnabox decks and just immediately realized why I have never played it in draft. So I think I'll take the best card in the pack, which is Cycle of Renewal. I'm not totally sure how this would fit into our deck, but you could imagine a deck where we're playing Suki, Cycle of Renewal, we're maybe splashing for the Ong, and it's maybe not quite so hyper aggressive. So by the same token, I guess I'll take Walltop Sentries. I respect this card. It doesn't necessarily go in an aggro deck, but I have respect for it. Okay, so maybe green-white is where we need to be. Maybe we're green-white, not super aggressive, a little bit stompier, just green-white allies, make a ton of creatures, and crash in. I do actually consider this the start of a signal that red is maybe a little bit more open. Yeah, I'll take the Fire Sages. It's just the best card. I can pass that Zuko's Exile. That's fine. And Price of Freedom. Thank you. Okay, so some very interesting signals. Yes, I see. I see how it is. Okay, so Raven Eagle is an absolute bomb. The question is, should we be adding in another color? We're already looking at 4 reasons to be white, and we thought that white was pretty open. Green seemed open. I got no indication that black is open. We're still pretty early in the draft. Pack 2, pick 1. So it's not like it's ridiculous to be trying to put in another color here. The alternative would be Haru, which I think is quite bad. Air Nomad Legacy, which I barely have any payoffs for, and I think is maybe not that good in the first place. Zhong's Deserters, Pretending Poxbearers, Waterbending Lesson. I think I'll speculate on the Eagle, only because there was just nothing else in the pack that I'm particularly enthusiastic about taking. We're probably not going to play it, admittedly. Like, even in this pack, there are 2 black cards, and they're both terrible. We're probably not going to play it, but I would rather have that option. I mean, the best card in this pack is Cave of Two Lovers, but I think we're done. I think we're done speculating and adding a whole other color. I think we're going to be somewhere in the anything but red space, let's put it that way. So I'm most likely to just play a white 2-drop out of this pack, I think. I'm not super enthusiastic about Zhong's Deserters. It's not like I think it's an amazing card, but this pack overall is quite weak, and I'm really not interested in trying to speculate on red. I think now we need to figure out where among white, blue, green, possibly black, where the open color is. Now, this is very interesting. I did think that white was looking open. We got a pretty late Avatar Enthusiast, a pretty late Suki. It's not like super open, but you know, we were past a Water Tribe Rally or what, like 4th pick or something. So I don't think it's foolhardy to assume that we're going to see more white in the long run. So I think I am happy to just take probably the best card in the pack is Gather the White Lotus. There's also Cat Gator. And, you know, there's a Octopus Form for a Lessons deck. There's a Deadly Precision. Someone does seem to be taking the Shrines, so good for them. And this is not a very relevant dual land for us. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to take Gather. It goes really nicely. Gather is amazing with Avatar Enthusiasts. It can get like 5 counters on it. It's great with Ong. In this pack, I do love Messenger Hawk. I think this is a top common. I see it so late, way, way later than I should. I keep picking up Messenger Hawks in situations where I really don't think I should. But there's a card that I think goes perfect with our deck, which is a Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop. I had a video, which I'll link below, where I was playing it. I was in a weird situation of playing a single game for a $200 box because of an arena glitch. It isolated my 7th game from the Arena Direct, and Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop won me that box. That is the card that won me that box. By the way, it can also splash for Ong. Okay, now this is kind of fun. There is a deck which I've actually never managed to put together, but I see people on Arena do it all the time, where you combine Team Avatar with Gather the White Lotus, and you play a very heavily white deck. And the idea is you make like 5 1/1s, and then each of those 1/1s attacks as a 6/6. Well, you know, one of them at a time. So I'm actually going to take that. I think maybe we're just a very heavily white deck. And we're going to pick I think we have every reason to want to splash a little bit of blue, which the Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop helps us with. And then we're going to pick what our other color is. Maybe we play green, although we're really not seeing any green from the left here. Maybe we play a little black for Realm of Ko and Raven Eagle. Kyoshi Battlefan goes in that deck. Here, I'm just going to take Yip Yip. Super respect this card. I feel like I'm always passing this card while saying it's the best card in the pack. Well, today we have exactly the deck that wants to play this card. So here's what our white deck looks like. A little something like that. Put the Yip Yip down here. Oh, I'm super happy to take a North Pole Gates. That just helps us with the blue splash. So that's looking great to me. I think I would definitely play Suki in the mono white version or heavily white version. So with North Pole Gates plus Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop, we actually only need one more source of blue, and then we are going to be able to play our Ong Swift Savior. Avatar Enthusiast is a huge gift here. I think white-based allies is really open at this table. So I'm just very happy to take that. Let's see. Bender's Waterskin is technically another blue source, but I wonder if I actually just take Haru. I have so many allies at this point. When another ally you control enters Earthbend 1, I've always wanted to combine that with Gather the White Lotus and just make like 5/1/1. Or you can make 1/5/5, I guess. You could target the same land repeatedly. Yeah, it's very possible we're just green. Yeah, we might just be green-white with a blue splash. I would like to put together a mono white deck, but I don't think white is all that open. Okay, maybe it's Turtle Duck. Sure. Okay, let's assume that we are... I'll probably... I guess if we're green-white based and I want the Earthbending Lesson over the unplayable 5-drop. Okay, so this is what green-white would look like. A little something like this. Sure, I will... I mean, How to Start a Riot is so good. I don't think there's any way I'm pivoting to... Yeah, I'm more likely to end up in... I'm so much more likely to end up in blue that I should take the worse blue card. So I could also play Cycle of Renewal if need be. Okay, this is a very interesting pack. So the question is, how good is Earthen Ally? How good is Earthen Ally? I am probably going to have it as a 2-2 for 1 most of the time, which is pretty good. Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop does actually help me splash for one of the colors, and we would then be 1 color short of activating its ability to Earthbend 5. The other question is, would we rather just have Path Redemption or Airbending Lesson? This is another personality test. I think we're a beatdown deck. I think we are, even though we're kind of 3 colors, 2 color with a splash, I think we're just a beatdown deck. Sometimes I've wheeled Earth and Allies, which is kind of funny. So maybe I could have tried that here, but I just think we're a beatdown deck. It is a little awkward to be a beatdown deck with the splash, 2 colors plus a splash. But I mean, having cards like Flopsy means we're not like all 2 drops. It's not like we're a deck with, you know, 9 2 drops. We actually could use more 2 drops, by the way. We do have some late game stuff to do. Gather the White Lotus, Flopsy, Suki, Ong. Earth King's Lieutenant is an absolute gift. So happy to be past this card. I mean, this is like the card for our deck. So that means that we kind of read signals well, positioned ourselves well. We also might be wheeling something nice out of this pack. There are so many cards I would play. I would play Momo. I would play Path Redemption. I would play Yip Yip. Probably Messenger Hawk is not making it on the splash, although shout out to Messenger Hawk. Benevolent River Spirit is definitely not making it on the splash. And then Ostrich Horse I might play. Just, this is kind of, currently, this is sort of our 3 ways to make a blue. And Ostrich Horse is not an amazing, you know, blue source all on its own. So I will take this Earth King's Lieutenant, play it, and be thrilled. And hey, maybe we'll wheel a Momo. We probably will not wheel Pacifism. I think I'm very happy to play Allies at last. Great interactive spell. It's better than Earth Kingdom Protectors. Just very happy to play this. I have no interaction right now. Oh yeah, we also have a Cycle of Renewal that we've been keeping. I know it's hidden by my picture, but we've just been kind of keeping an eye on that in the sideboard. I will just take Allies at last, though, very happily. Here, let's stack this over here to make everything visible. Here, I think I'm super happy to play Water Tribe Captain. I don't like Razor Rings. I don't like Earth Rumble. Sabertooth Moose Lion is a very begrudging play. The best card in the pack is probably Waterbending Lesson, but we're not playing that on the splash. So I'm just going to snap up a Water Tribe Captain. We're at 24 cards, so we have 1 more to play, and then we will have to start cutting. I wouldn't mind another 6 drop, honestly. Something chunky. Another payoff for having a million creatures. Turtle Duck is probably first on the chopping block. Cycle of Renewal and then Turtle Duck. Oh, I don't mind playing a Kyoshi Village, though. I don't mind playing Kyoshi Village. I would actually try to wheel it on the theory that we're the only green-white drafter, but I don't think that's wise because someone is playing Shrines, I believe. So it's between Kyoshi Village and Glider Kids. I do like Glider Kids quite a lot, but I think we're going to hit playables one way or another. I think, you know, knock on wood, I think we're in a good seat. I think we read the table well enough. And so I think just having good mana is the way to go. Don't want to play too many tap lands. That's definitely the limit for tap lands. Oh, I actually really like Enter the Avatar State. I think this card is sweet. It gives the creature everything except indestructible. Flying, first strike, and lifelink, meaning it can win any combat. So flying, meaning it can push damage or block. First strike and lifelink, meaning it's going to win pretty much any combat. And hexproof, so this is a counter. This is like basically an octopus form. Love this card. I'll absolutely be playing it. Let's see, between Uncle Iroh, this is an ally with a totally irrelevant ability and a terrible stat line. Sabertooth Moose Lion, which is just a big stomper that stomps on things. Cycle of Renewal. I think I'll probably take the Moose Lion and probably just cut Turtle Duck for Moose Lion. Moose Lion is a better thing to do in the late game than Turtle Duck. And Turtle Duck is nothing to speak of in the early game either. Okay, so here's between Ong's Journey to make our splash a little easier. Oh, the Shrines player is going to be happy. And Glider Kids. I'm just going to take Glider Kids. I'm not... Oh, I'm probably cutting an Earthbending Lesson for this. That probably sounds right. I mean, wall top sentries is not awesome for us either. But Glider Kids has a relevant ability ally. I think the stat line is actually fine. I'll totally take Rebellious Captives. And what do I cut? Probably wall top sentries. I think wall top sentries is pretty good, but I don't know. I think wall top sentries is pretty good. The thing about it is a very defensive card, and we're not going to get a lesson in the bin. Okay, I'll swap out wall top sentries for another Ostrich Horse, which helps us hit our Ongswift Savior mana. Ostrich Horse is not an ally. That is a downside. Wow, maybe blue was... No, I did not see signals that blue was open, unless I was just not paying enough attention. But sure, we'll take a waterbending lesson for the sideboard, just in case we become desperate. Another Moose Lion. I almost wonder if I should play the second Moose Lion. But what would I cut for it? I know that Haru is like not that great. A triple Moose Lion? Yeah, I don't think we're playing triple Moose Lion. Flopsy... To understand why we're not playing the Moose Lion, just compare Flopsy to Moose Lion in this deck. Flopsy comes in and instantly like overruns my board. Okay, I'm just going to tidy things up a little bit, and let's look at the final deck. Okay, so I think this is going to be our final deck. I'm going to play 8 plains, 6 forest, and then the 3 dual lands, which gives us 10 whites, actually kind of 11 white sources because so many of our white cards are allies, but hopefully enough green to be hitting our Ostrich Horses. We have our, in terms of Avatar Ongswift Savior mana, we have North Pole Gates, a Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop, and 2 Ostrich Horses to dig for them, which is a little bit light. It is a little light. I might consider putting in 1 island in addition to that. But I don't want to pollute my mana base too much because we really want to be hitting all these 2-drops. We have a lot of synergy, a lot of allies synergy going on. And our interaction's okay. I mean, we kind of only have 1 removal spell, but we're an aggro-ish deck. So I think that's pretty much fine. And our top end could be a little bit better. Flopsy plus Sabertooth Moose Lion is a little bit of, petering out. So we're kind of trying to win the game early, I would say. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Again, we're trying to not drop a match. So let's root for 3-0. Okay, with a little bit of regret, I cut a forest and put in a single island because I really do want to play Ongswift Savior every time I see it. But making my mana base worse in a pretty aggressive deck is a big cost. That's a very real cost. And we saw our island in our Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop, which is pretty funny. So we're really getting punished for polluting our mana base here by drawing the Gather. I do think this is a keep, though, especially in best of 3 where there's no hand smoother. Your mulligans will tend to be a little bit worse. Wow, our opponent is playing how many cards? Okay. Well, I'll open with a forest, and then I'll only play plains after that. Our opponent is playing every card that they drafted, I think. This is the thing about traditional. In traditional draft, and no judgment on our opponent. They might be like an amazing drafter just doing something like wonky. But in traditional draft, I do feel you're either playing like Duke Reed or you're playing someone who this is their first draft. It's like very little in between. It's a very funny atmosphere. Okay, I'll take the 2. They don't want to trade the 2-1 for Haru, which is interesting. I mean, I have big dreams for this Haru, right? My idea is I want to just absolutely go off with Gather the White Lotus and Haru. I want to live the dream that I talked about earlier. So I'm not trading this Haru for the world. I want to Gather the White Lotus for like 7 and then get 7 little 1/1s or get a giant 8/8 land. All right. Foggy Swamp is a thingy that can happen. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. It's a tough one. So I'll definitely play my plains. I do need another green to land Floopsy. I know it's called Flopsy. I call it Floopsy. I could trade... That might be what I do, is just trade the plains for the Vinebender. How bad is it for me if they have a removal spell? Not that bad, I don't think. Because next turn I'm going to get to Gather for 3 and make 3 1/1s. So I have blockers galore. Did I say Duke Reed? I meant Reed Duke. I know Reed Duke's name. Just focusing so hard on the magic. Sorry, no disrespect intended. Okay. So it's actually unblockable to me. That's so funny. Is it just gonna kill me? So hold on. I can yip my rallier into it. Do I do that? It kind of feels like maybe this vine bender is their game plan. And next turn I'm gonna Haru for 1,000,000. I don't think I can just sit here taking 5. Like next turn I'm gonna gather, make a bunch of 1/1s. I don't know if I get to play Flopsy after that. So I actually think I go for it because they're tapped down. Kind of sucks too for wanting myself and losing my bomb. I do consider Water Tribe Rallier a bomb. But this seems like their game plan. Just like slamming in with a Vine Bender. I do get to replace the Rallier here. I wish, by the way, I wish I had a way to activate the Earthen Ally. Yeah, I think that that was right. It was painful for me to do it in the moment, but I think that that was right. Oh, by the way, Haru, so Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop is going to let me Earthbend every time I activate it. So that's cool. But okay, so I'm going to play this. I'm going to gather. I get 3 1/1s. I scry 2. Battle Fan to the bottom. Earth King's Lieutenant is a sweet one. Oh, maybe our deck is sweet. And then triple trigger on this guy. Yeah, maybe put one there. Put one there. Maybe make a 3/3 and a 1/1. Sure. Sounds good to me. No attacks. I think 3/3 lines up well against the fire minimals. 1/1 lines up well against the 2/1. We'll see what their last card is here. Sabertooth Moose Lion. Cycling. Oh, they're on 5 colors. 5 colors and everything they drafted. Okay. 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 Yeah, so we cannot. So, thanks to Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop, we can play Earthen Ally and Earth King's Lieutenant. If I play the island, 1, 2, 3, I can also play Ongswift Savior. Like at the end of their turn. So, no. I play. Hold on. It's when it enters, put a counter on each ally. When another ally enters, put a counter on this one. I'd rather have a counter on the Earthen Ally than another counter on the Earth King's Lieutenant. So I'm going to do this. I don't think you have a response. You could sacrifice Curious Farm Animals to destroy your own Kyoshi Battle Fan. That's what we have. That's the decision that we're waiting for. Okay. I mean, probably they're not like thinking hard about that decision. They're probably just takes a minute to click the button. Okay. Earth King's Lieutenant. That's the thing about that is the thing about arena triggers. I remember LSV talking about like the change in like world, total world utility when arena adds a like vehicle to a set or an unnecessary ability that's going to hold priority all the time. It's like how many seconds of people's life does that actually take while they have to click the button? Because I don't think there's any way for them to like auto pass. I mean, you can auto pass your turn, but then I think it still gives you priority back. So I don't think there's any way for them to say like, no, I don't want to use my Curious Farm Animals to blow up my own Kyoshi Battle Fan. Just don't ask me about that. So it just asks them every single time. Okay, so I decided that the attack was better than playing Ongswift Savior. I think maybe we'll save our Ongswift Savior for the surprise factor next game. Here, I think I attack with everything except... okay, are they just dead on board? So block there, take 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, this is looking like they are dead on board. I can even airbend their ally if I want to. But I don't think that I need to. Next to damage. Okay, what did we see? Spirit Oasis, Sabertooth Moose Lion. They're kind of maybe at their heart like a green... Maybe at their heart like a Abzan midrange with some splashes. Something like that. Do I want to maybe get a 1 beat faster by playing Walltop Sentries? Walltop Sentries probably lines up well against them because of Death Touch. Maybe this is a good moment to experiment with 8 plains, 6 forests, and only 2 blue sources. I don't know. I really want to play my bomb. All right. Good luck, have fun to the opponent. A 0 lander. Only in best of 3 does this happen. Best of 3 and paper magic. Perfect. I mean, nice mana. I'll keep this and I can get rid of the ostrich horse. I think I'd rather have the 2-drop and between the 3 drops. I mean, I'd rather have the 2-drop in the interaction and all 3 lands for sure. And between the, I need to play this forest, almost blundered there. Between the 3 drops, I think Avatar Enthusiast is better than Ostrich Horse when I already have all 3 of my mana. So that's why I did that keep. Oh, that's a sweet one. A little synergy that we built into our deck. I could get quenched here, but I think it's worth taking the risk. So now Allies at Last is a 1 mana removal spell. Allies at Last is so good. It's so good. It is so good. Avatar Enthusiasts. Okay. Okay, interesting choice. I mean, I can Allies at Last them. I feel like I can just bait them into trading Avatar Enthusiasts with me. And then at instant speed, I just put in the invasion reinforcements. No? Okay, they don't want to make the trade. Fair enough. Ooh. Oh, that is not how I would have tapped Arena. That is not how I would have tapped. I would have wanted to have Allies at Last up, not yip. Oof. Okay. That's annoying. Thankfully, Allies at Last is cheap enough that we should be able... Okay. Spirit Oasis is fine. Maybe they're trying to hit a land drop here. All right. Go to my turn. And I will... Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I was going to Allies at Last. Their blocker. I have to use my green for Earth King's Lieutenant, but it's such a good one. I think I just do this and go in. I don't think there's a board wipe that they're representing. I guess they could play a black and then have Day of Black Sun. Okay, no, we just got in for lethal. Okay, all right. That's one match in the tank. And we are one match farther towards our goal of 3-0ing this traditional draft. Okay, we got into a match. We lost the die roll again. Very happy with this hand, I think. I mean, not very happy, but it's a perfectly fine hand. Is this the same person? No. It's another person who's on fewer cards this time, actually. 67. All right, I'll play... You know, actually, maybe it's a mistake to hold the reinforcements here. Well, no, I don't think so. I was thinking, like, well, it lets them quench. I will just play the reinforcements. But if they quench that, that would make my Water Tribe Captain resolve. So it's probably worth it. Okay, I need to be playing Plains specifically. I shouldn't screw this up because I want to gather. Let's play an Ostrich Horse. Let's see what we rip off. 1, 2, 3. Oh, an island is nice. Yep. Island is nice. That's our blue source. And then sure, I'll attack with 1. When you draw your second card, put a counter on this creature. So maybe I'm going to block it with the Ostrich Horse no matter what, actually. It's a nice way to get eaten to block Knowledge Seeker with a 1/1. That's part of what makes this card so good. It does not usually trade down with a 1/1. If they can draw a second card in response, then it will kill your 1/1. Interesting. So, I mean, the Mechanist is obviously like an amazing card. It does hold back my 1/1s. So I think let's crack in with the horse. I need to keep the pressure on, otherwise Mechanist is just going to take over. Play an island, play an Earthen Ally, play a Water Tribe Captain, and pass. I wonder if they're mono blue. Pretty hard to play 67 cards and be mono blue though, isn't it? Yeah. I don't think you can even take that many blue cards in the draft. So they just unlocked at least one of their other colors. Now, next turn, I can attack with everything. And hold up Water Tribe Captain's ability. Oh, it's going to get honestly worked. And you now have a 3/1 from your Mechanist. I love when my opponents play this on me. It's like, you're giving me another land? I do wish I could tap for a mana of some color, because maybe then I could activate my Earthen Ally. Oh, Earthen Ally's on lockdown. No, people keep doing this against me, but that is a Summoning Sick clue. It cannot attack. So I'll just block that. You cannot draw 2. That is a summoning sick clue. Yes, it is still summoning sick if it was not a creature when it came into play. That actually happened to me in the Win-a-Box event, I believe, in a game that I think I lost. So, not trying to get arrogant here or anything. Crack in with this guy, and then I'm going to tap the Merchant 1, 2, 3, 4 for Gather the White Lotus. It's not the best gather I've ever seen. Ooh, but it did find me an Ong, and I think Yip Yip is really good. I can play Ong and flip it in the same turn, can I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have like 1 to spare or something. Yeah, pretty sweet. Unless they have Quench for it or something. But and then while they're tapped down, I'm going to take care of this annoying Mechanist. I'm very scared of Mechanist on general principles. Amazing card. I had one draft before I was recording and streaming where I had double Mechanist in a Grixis control deck. I thought it was like the sweetest thing that ever happened, but it lost badly. Okay, so it's interesting. Do I need these 1/1s to transform Ong? That's the question I should be asking myself. So next turn I'm going to play a land, then I'm going to pay 3 for Ong, then I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, well, I could tap Ong, but I just want more creatures. I think I have no reason whatsoever to block here. So I'm going to go ahead and just play Ong right now to be able to crack in. No, I don't even want to crack in though, do I? So if I play my land, then transforming Ong takes all but... Okay, all right. I was probably going to attack with Earth and Ally, flip the Ong end of their turn. What did we see? We saw a chunky flyer. I don't think I want to get... I don't feel that I need to get like super faster. Like, I'm happy with having a few top-end cards that can just win on their own. Oh, here's this bug again. I'm having this bug again where, like, when you move the card, it disappears. Strange. No notes. I'll just go in with this. I guess while we're waiting, I'll just say... and again, with huge respect to my opponent, like, I love when people experiment with draft, and I'm a very experimental player. I don't usually play more than 40 cards. That's one area where I don't usually experiment, but it's not like I'm a super hidebound, enforcer of the traditional Magic rules or whatever. But the weird thing about traditional draft is that you sometimes play like amazing players who love like old school, hardcore Magic where sideboards matter, and variance matters a little bit less. It's a little, honestly, traditional draft is more skill testing in my opinion, because it tests the skill of sideboards, and you have to win a best of 3 match, which is, there's a reason that big tournaments work on best of 3, right? So you sometimes face people who have been playing Magic for decades. They're amazing. It's not where people are grinding for tournaments. That would be more in Magic Online, but if they're playing Arena and they're trying to get good prep, they might be more likely to play the version. Yeah, that's the other thing. No Hand Smoother, the version where it's much more similar to Paper Magic in the actual mechanics of how the software works. Having said that, I know that like it's not the high stakes Magic that you tune in for. If someone's maybe playing like one of their very first draft events, it's a little bit of a different vibe from when I'm grinding to try to win a box. So today's December 31 when I'm recording this. I think this will go out on January 1. That means that the Premier Draft, the rankings will reset. So I think starting tomorrow, I'm going to start grinding to Mythic. And by tomorrow, I mean starting on January 2. Because traditional draft is very hit or miss. And we'll leave this as a kind of ongoing series where I'm trying to collect 20 play-in points. So after this video, I'll probably switch back to Premier Draft, but I'll do traditional every once in a while. Maybe when the new set comes out. Okay, unfortunately, our opponent, when they saw Ong Slavier, seems to have just closed their client and abandoned the match. Sigh. Well, on to match 3. This does just increase our odds of 3-0ing and getting 20 play-in points. All right, we have a match. I'm just waiting for this person to be like a limited pro who's just gonna absolutely stomp us. All right, they're playing an appropriate number of cards. It's a good first step. Kyoshi Village, into Haru, and then I have maybe Avatar Enthusiast ideally. Okay, Raucous Audience. It's a good card to be playing. Yep, I'll play Haru, and then we'll follow it up with Zhong's Deserters, making our Earth King Lieutenant better. We would like to draw land, but if we don't draw land, it's not a disaster, as far as I'm concerned. Depends on what they play here, I guess, but Tigerdillo. Ooh, okay, I see what we're up against. I see what we're up against. Okay, very happy to draw land. I think I play this, and I'll just play Avatar Enthusiasts. I mean, maybe I actually just play the Ostrich Horse. I think I play Ostrich Horse. It would be nice to have the Enthusiasts out, but I really need to be hitting land drops here. And if I can double spell next turn with, for example, okay, very nice, Zhong's Deserters into Earth King's Lieutenant, then I'm also double Earthbending, and we're just really far along. I would like to have the Avatar Enthusiast down before I start playing all of my allies, but whatever. I mean, Earth King's Lieutenant is also good. Okay, yeah, exactly. I mean, this is really why we played the Ostrich Horse, not just to hit the land drop, but also because now Tigerdillo is not just going to absolutely run over us. So I do have a block here. Very grateful for that. All right, so now I play a forest. Let's just make sure I'm thinking clearly. Zhong's Deserters. I want to order the trigger probably so that I can put the counter on the Earthbend creature, make it 2/2. Is that right? No, the 2/3 is probably actually just better. But then Zhong's Deserter is going to become a 3/4. Okay, this actually got complicated. So I'm going to play Zhong's Deserters, Earthbend onto a land, but the land is going to be tapped. Okay, so I'll make it 3/4. So Earthbend 1 first just to... Wait, oh my goodness. I flipped dough. My bad. I flipped the order the other way, the opposite of how I intended. Whoopsies. I guess I'll put it on Haru. Yeah, I guess I don't hate blocking with Haru. It's not like the Earthbend is like the most incredible thing anyone's ever done. So, okay, we have a 3/3, a 2/3, a 1/1 that's not getting into combat. And this is going to be a tapped 2/2. No attacks. I mean, our deck is doing the thing. Next turn, I probably do Avatar Enthusiasts, Earthbend onto the plains, and hold up Avatar State. If they attack with Badger Mole, I think I'm definitely just taking it. No questions asked. I would like to draw another land. I have so much to do with my mana. Shared Roots. Okay. Oh, and you can tap for 2 because you have Badger Mole. Okay. Shared Roots, Tigerdillo. Yeah, just classic Gruul Stompy. You love to see it. I wouldn't be surprised if you attack with Walltop Sentries as well. So this is a clear no block for me. My blocks are just so much better next turn. That's a question I always ask myself is when I'm deciding whether to block. Oh, that's interesting, actually. Do I just shoot the Badger Mole? Do I just shoot that Badger Mole? They do have access to +1/+1 and Indestructible, so maybe not. If I play Avatar Enthusiast, Earth King Lieutenant gets a +1, and then I get to put a counter on my plains. Putting the counter on the plains is the most important thing, because then the plains and Zhong's Deserters can double block the Badger Mole. And the Lieutenant gets chunkier. So I have much better blocks right now, especially because I have Avatar State up. I'm not vulnerable to a removal spell on either of my blockers when I double block, because I can Avatar State to give hexproof. Floopsy. Okay, this is just fine. This is just fine. Wait, hold on. Can't be blocked by more than one creature. Oh, it's not just fine. It suddenly became not just fine. Okay, we might just have to kill Floopsy next turn. Creatures with power 4 or greater. Well, now I just have to take 5. That's unfortunate. Didn't really see that coming. I did not really see that coming. Okay, I'm immediately just going to kill Floopsy. I think that card's a little bit too good against me. So just zap that while you're tapped down. Next, no attacks end. I need to be able to double block. That's absolutely non-negotiable. Legend of Roku, of course. Yeah, I really needed some more lands maybe, but okay, they didn't hit anything particularly good, but then obviously Legend of Roku is just going to massacre me if I allow it to flip and make them a million dragons. They have all the mana in the world to do that as well. When a creature enters, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. What the heck? What the heck? Well, we might be toast. I need to put the pressure on. I really need to put the pressure on here. You play your turtle duck, and the next turn you're going to play this, surely. And you're going to add a mana of any color, and you're going to... Yep. Okay, I think it's GG. I can't even play Gather the White Lotus. I highly doubt that there's a way out of this one for us. It's too bad because, I really felt like we were just fine. But then Floopsy meant that we couldn't kill the Badger Mole. And then Legend of Roku is just cracked. I'm not sure how I can even put together a lethal attack. I definitely want to hold up Enter the Avatar State, because if they do this and then play a creature, well, this thing's going to enter for one. Then I need Hexproof as a trick. Yep, so you're going to play your thing. Yeah, very hard to see how we can possibly win. I guess I need to get a little bit more aggressive, maybe cut the Moose Lion. If I'd just been able to, like, they're playing a ramp deck, so it makes sense that they got more lands than I did. And then they were able to just play their bombs. Badger Mole and Floopsy are, you know, commons and uncommons. So it wasn't all about bombs, but getting stuck on 3 lands means, like, we're looking at all this good stuff in our hand that if we'd been able to play it out, would have done a lot of work for us. And we even ostrich horsed and found a land with the ostrich horse, right? So, all right, I hope you do attack. So do I Avatar State here? Surely not. I just double block, right? They can kill my planes. I don't think I Avatar State. Maybe to gain the life to any target you say, so you can do 4 to my face. Am I going to hold up Avatar State next turn? I'd probably rather play Water Tribe Captain into Earthen Ally. No, I think it's just too bad to lose the Avatar State here. I'll pass to damage. Oh, you have some mana. You're going to do something with some mana. Indestructible. Should we just concede? Do I want to show them everything that I have? Well, they're just trading for a plains, right? If they had that, then maybe even if they hadn't played Floopsy, I would have been in trouble. Oh, because it was Earthbent on 4 times, it has 4 triggers. And then we don't draw land. All right, I'll play this Scry. Trigger, 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 trigger. Earthbend on this, I suppose. Yeah. That's something. But I don't even have a blue, so that's nothing. I'm wondering, like, what if I just play an Earthen Ally and attack with everything? I will surely lose badly on the crackback. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. I can block this, but it has trample. If they when their creature enters, they nug me for 4. Yeah, so maybe the idea is Avatar State to survive the attack. Avatar State to survive the attack and then somehow put together a strong counterattack. That's probably the move. I don't really want to trade something. I don't really want to trade Avatar Enthusiast for Walltop Sentries. I want that Avatar Enthusiast to get Avatar Stated, probably. All right, in comes your guy. You're going to make a 4/4 dragon. Then you're going to deal 4 damage with the 4/4. Okay, no, I've seen enough. I've seen enough. I don't want to reveal Avatar State just for this. Okay, we need to get faster. Let's cut the Moose Lion for... my only other card is Walltop Sentries. We also just need to draw our lands. So let's mulligan any hand that seems to have insufficient lands. I'm so stuck on 2-1. This is looking like it's going to be my 3rd 2-1 traditional draft in a row. It's so sad. That's so sad. Come on. Can I just 3-0-1 and get some play-in points? I will play. This is an easy keep, right? It's not so great with gather, but I can play the battle fan into glider kids or the captain if I just draw one land. All right, I'll start off with the forest, I guess. Okay, a plains is kind of nice. I don't really want to reveal my tree shop if I can avoid it, and I want to play more plains for gather. You have a firebending lesson? Looks like it. Would you not firebending lesson in this situation? I guess it makes sense that you wouldn't. Let's look like maybe we're mana screwed. Okay. And then I will play glider kids for sure. The wall top sentries doesn't have the bonus, but this is probably better than the 7/7 here, I think. Yeah, I think I'm happy to get this. Forest is not the land that I would want. It does get me closer to gather. But gathering for 2 is so bad, isn't it? But I guess with a 5th land, I can do things like pop the battle fan on the glider kids. I don't know. I really want gather to be for 3. Let's put that on the bottom. That's probably not what we're looking for. Now I can't complain if I don't draw enough lands. If I draw too many lands, I still get to complain, though. Okay, so they're probably going to go ramping this turn. Okay, well, we got a forest anyways. Clearly, it's just in with both. I wish gather were a lesson. But that would be too good, probably. Maybe it wouldn't matter. All right, you need to block first. You need to block first. Okay. It looks like they almost cracked the food without blocking. All right, so they go up to 21 and then back down to 19, sacrificing their merchant. And then I'll play the captain because now, yeah, I guess I still will keep this concealed. Yeah, I'll play the captain because this is going to let me push damage next turn, potentially. All right, are you going to firebending lesson or not? You're kind of priced in to not do it at this point, I think. You've already taken so much damage from this battle fan. Well, maybe they've only technically taken 2 damage from the battle fan, but you know what I mean. Legend of Roku. I don't know. It's not the best Legend of Roku I've ever seen. You're playing Bitterwork. Interesting. I mean, I accused this card of being unplayable, so let's see if I'm about to have to eat my words. You attack a player with 1 or more creatures of power 4 or greater, draw a card. Okay, so I can do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or I can do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and play a wall tops and play a Gather the White Lotus. That's probably the one. In with the team and gather. Just grow my board. Now you're going to firebending lesson my 1/1. Yeah, I probably would have done that first thing, to be honest, but I mean, I could also play Ostrich Horse and re-equip the fan and try to find a plains off of the Ostrich Horse. What are the odds that I find a plane? Pretty good, right? I have 6 left in the deck, so not that great. I'd need the hypergeometric calculator. Well, I have enough mana to do this no matter what, so let's try it. I mean, I kind of like the idea of having a 4/2 anyways. Okay, I don't hate that. Pop the fan on the glider kids. I mean, having 2 1/1s is like not that great. Not that great. They can't really play Bitter Work, can they? They can, apparently. I guess they're about to have a 4/5. If they have some ramp, like a Raucous Audience or something, then they'll be able to firebend and make a 4/4 flyer. Tigerdillo. Well, Tigerdillo will be able to block next turn. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're almost at lethal. Almost. I'm sure I just... Do I just pump? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, putting them to 4, getting 2 1/1s. Versus putting them down to 1, but not having the 1/1s. They will have enough blockers next turn is the thing. That's the very annoying thing. So maybe I just gather the White Lotus and try to get like Ong or Yip Yip to make a second flyer. Actually, the Water Tribe Captain means that I can trade up with the Glider Kids against a dragon. 7, 10, 11, 12, 13. So tantalizing. But I think I'm just going to develop the board a little bit. Ugh, I wish this gather were a little bit better, but it's my fault for building my deck in such a way that it's not. What is this? It's not Iroh's Demonstration. Rocky Rebuke. Oh, that's so bad for me. You're at 7. Is their deck just better than mine? I don't know. I just feel like their deck has more Legend of Roku's than mine, to be honest. Not to be rude, but that is a hard card to deal with. Well, this is really good with Water Tribe Captain. Both of those are good, right? Enter the Avatar state is awesome. That's a great draw to deal with what they're about to do. So next turn I can Kyoshi back, or no. I just enter the Avatar state plus activating Water Tribe Captain. Let's see if they make the dragon. Oh, they actually don't have the mana to make the dragon, do they? Okay. Avatar state would have been nice last turn when they played their Rocky Rebuke. I'll tell you that much. So it gives something flying. I could hop my Ostrich Horse and then could be lethal. Vinebender. No, don't kill the captain. Holy smokes. Right after I draw Avatar state too? I mean, that is very annoying. All right, so I can put the fan on the Ostrich Horse, hop it, and I'm hitting you for 5. Oh, that's so annoying. And they're just drawing cards now. I probably have lost this game, haven't I? They had so much interaction. I mean, I guess their deck is good overall, but I would feel so favored in this matchup if I had hit my land drops and then had... Really? Really? If they weren't drawing Legend of Roku every game, and if I had, she'll just block there, right? And if I hit my lanes on time. Yeah, I just blocked there, right? Seems correct. What's going on here? Plus almost on an indestructible. Yeah, should have probably seen that coming. And then they make a dragon. Yeah, I mean, whatever, like building around Legend of Roku, like there are worse things to do. I haven't seen Avatarong. Which is my equivalent. Avatarong would be so good here because I would just airbend that. Maybe I should have put this on the bottom. It's probably just not good enough. I just thought that they would be at a much lower life total. I guess I'll give myself one more turn to draw Avatarong. Wow, it's so sad. Like, I really thought this was going to be the game. Or this was going to be the event where I 3-0'd. I guess maybe like my issue here is low interaction. If I had more interaction, then perhaps I would have gotten here. Perhaps I would have gotten there. Their deck is kind of sweet. Like, it's not a archetype that usually works in this format. But I do feel that there's exactly one reason that it works, which is I just didn't have the pieces. Maybe, yeah, maybe the lesson for me is like, just have more interaction next time. All right, obviously I double block. Oh no, can't be double blocked. I'll take it. I'm not sure how I get out of this one, to be honest with you. Unclear to me. They make another 4/4. Yeah, and the other thing is Origin of Metal Bending just is like the best card against Enter the Avatar state. Okay, I think we can call it there. Too bad. No play-in points for us, and we lost gems total. Pretty frustrating match because really, if they hadn't had Legend of Roku, I think I was going to be absolutely overrunning them. But they just hit it pretty much on curve both games. Game 1, they had massive ramp. So that just pulled them ahead of us when we got choked on 3-4 lands. But we were building like an amazing board, and we had tons of ally synergies. And game 2, they just hit Legend of Roku on turn 4, and then I didn't have the interaction to deal with it. And so if I were building my deck differently, yeah, maybe I should have taken more of those pacifisms. I took something over a pacifism, I remember, that I maybe just shouldn't have done. Maybe it was like a Team Avatar or something, and I would way rather have had the pacifism, although Team Avatar is also a removal spell. So yeah, more removal next time, I guess. If that was a best of 5, I would put myself at like 50-50 against that deck, even with the Legend of Roku. So too bad, still didn't get any play-in points. This is our third 2-1 in a row in traditional draft, so we'll keep the dream alive. But like I say, I think I'm going to pause this chase for now. There's only so many times in a row that I can 2-1 and feel good about it. So I think as of next video, we're going to be on the road to Mythic. So until then, first of all, if you enjoyed this, I have a link to subscribe in my description. Please go ahead and click that link. I do post a new draft video every single day. And until tomorrow, have tons of fun playing Magic, and don't be afraid to splash.